Sibanye-Stillwater plans to lay off more than 5,000 workers at its Marikana mine in the northwest province. The retrenchments follow a 3-month review of the Marikana operation. Sibanye-Stillwater took control of the loss-making Marikana platinum mine as part of its acquisition of looming, which was completed in June. For more on this, I'm now joined on the line by the Director General at the Dept of Mineral Resources, Advocate Thabo Mokoena. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Talk to us about the department's reaction to this news of the possible loss of those over 5,000 jobs.
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to your viewers at home. We are really disturbed by the announcement by, the mine that close to 5,270 employees will be retrenched. As you know that we are having a challenge of increased unemployment in the country, and now we are trying to fight this challenge, and so having to hear this kind of announcement by Sibanye-Stillwater, we are really, disturbed, and we are optimistic that, the parties, they will try to find each other, because our approach as a department is that wherever there is a possible retrenchment, the parties must come together. As you know that we have Section 52 of the NPRDA. It is through Section 52 of the NPRDA we need to mitigate against job losses and also the impact of job losses. Now we'll be talking to all the parties to make sure that they use this, avenue, and we are happy that the mine has also committed that it will be looking specifically on how they can mitigate against job losses and also the impact of, job losses that we might experience or encounter.
Okay. Mines don't work in isolation, obviously. In order to run, they need things like a consistent power supply as well as enough water that they can use to process the different things that they're mining. In this aspect, government often falls short. So talk to us about what the Dept of Mineral Resources, how it engages with its other partners in government as well as its business stakeholders to try and mitigate those things that do end up eventually down the line adding to the problem of joblessness.
Of course, certainly we are having a constant conversation with the Mineral Council of South Africa, which is formerly known as Chamber of Mines, about this matter. And so the minister has been very vocal on the administrative prices that the state or government needs to intervene. We are having meetings with all the relevant, sector departments engaging around this particular matter. Even tomorrow, the minister will be meeting with relevant stakeholders to discuss the same subject matter. And so it's a matter that we are currently preoccupied with as a department, together with other sector departments, including the Mineral Council as well. And so optimistic that we will really come up with something at the end of our discussions. As you know, that this may be a little bit of a process that we have to undertake, but there is actually commitment from all the affected relevant stakeholders.
Mm-hmm. There is also an issue when it comes to mines, around mines such as Sibanye-Stillwater saying this is what it's going to take to return them to profitability. They're not a state-owned entity. They, in essence, don't really have to answer to government, even though we know that they do. And if this is what they need to do, and 5,000 people need to lose their jobs in order for them to make their shareholders happen, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, well, we have taken note of that. We know that the mineral resources, they get cheated, and we are quite very much alive to that fact. But as you might have seen, that the mine itself has committed that they would look at other measures, to reduce the impact of job losses and also to try and avoid job losses. And so we are very much alive to all those things that you have just mentioned. And even the shareholders, they also know. And so trying to find each other, they have also committed. We have sent a contact with the council, where commitment was also made that we'll try to work together where there is a challenge of job losses. And so we are quite very much alive to that fact.
Thanks so much for your time this evening, Advocate Thabo Mokoena, Director General of the Department of Mineral Resources, joining us on the line there to talk about those possible over 5,000 job losses at Sibanye.